Stop bubble wrapping your kids. I know that sounds harsh, but here's the truth. Every time you tie their shoes when they can do it themselves, every time you jump in to solve their friend drama, every time you hover at the playground ready to catch them before they even stumble, you're not protecting them. You're stealing their confidence. And the worst part? You think you're being a good parent. Let me show you the difference between protection and prison. The overprotection trap. Here's what nobody tells you about overprotective parenting. It feels like love. It feels responsible. It feels like you're doing your job. But let's look at what's actually happening. When your 5-year-old wants to pour their own juice and you say, "No, you'll spill it," you just taught them they're incompetent. When your 8-year-old forgets their homework and you rush it to school, you just taught them actions don't have consequences. When your teenager wants to walk to a friend's house and you insist on driving them, you just taught them the world is too dangerous for them to navigate. Number 1. Overprotection creates anxious children. Research shows that children with overprotective parents show higher levels of anxiety and lower emotional regulation. Why? Because you've been their emotional airbag their entire life. They never learn to handle small bumps, so big bumps feel catastrophic. Number 2, it destroys problem-solving skills. Every time you solve their problems, you rob them of the chance to develop critical thinking. They don't learn to strategize, adapt, or persevere. They learn to wait for rescue. The independence extreme. But here's where parents swing too far the other way. They hear "raise independent kids" and suddenly think it means hands-off parenting. It doesn't. Independence without guidance isn't independence. It's neglect dressed up in trendy parenting language. I've seen parents who refuse to help with homework because kids need to be independent. I've watched parents let toddlers wander too far at parks because they need to explore. I've heard parents say, "Figure it out yourself" to a 7-year-old genuinely struggling with something age inappropriate. That's not building independence, that's abandonment. True independence requires scaffolding. You don't throw a child in the deep end and walk away, but you also don't hold them up forever. You support them, then gradually reduce support as their skills grow. Finding your balance point. So how do you find the middle ground? Here's your framework. I call it the 3-question test. Before you jump in to help or step back completely, ask yourself these 3 questions. Question 1. Can my child physically do this task with their current abilities? A 3-year-old can't safely use a sharp knife, but they can spread butter with a butter knife. A 6-year-old can't cross a busy road alone, but they can walk to a neighbor's house you can see from your window. Question 2. What's the worst realistic outcome if I don't intervene? If your child forgets their lunch, the worst outcome is they're hungry until snack time and learn to remember tomorrow. That's acceptable. If your toddler runs toward a road, the worst outcome is injury or death. That's not acceptable. Intervene. Question 3. Will my intervention teach them they're capable or incapable? When you help, are you saying, "I believe you can learn this"? Or are you saying, "You can't do this, so I'll do it for you"? The practical balance. Let me give you real examples of what balance looks like at different ages. For toddlers aged 2 to 4, let them dress themselves, even if the shirt's backwards. Let them pour water from a small pitcher, even if some spills. Let them climb age-appropriate playground equipment while you watch nearby, not hovering underneath but present. Here's a quick question. Are you struggling to find this balance in your own parenting? If you want more practical psychology-backed strategies that actually work in real life, not just theory, subscribe to Everyday Parent. Hit that like button if you've ever caught yourself being the helicopter or felt guilty for stepping back. You're not alone, and we're figuring this out together. For young children aged 5 to 8, let them make their own breakfast. Cereal, toast, simple foods. Let them pack their own school bag and face consequences if they forget something. Let them resolve minor friend conflicts without your mediation. Step in for bullying, genuine danger, or when they explicitly ask for help after trying themselves. For preteens aged 9 to 12, let them stay home alone for short periods. Let them walk or bike to nearby destinations. Let them manage their homework schedule and experience natural consequences. Step in for major academic struggles or safety concerns. Your action plan. Here's how to shift starting tomorrow. Pick one age-appropriate task your child can do but you currently do for them. Just one. Maybe it's making their bed, packing their lunch, or choosing their outfit. Tell them, "I've been doing this for you, but I know you're capable of learning it. I'm going to teach you how, then you'll do it yourself." Teach them the skill. Break it into steps. Show them once, do it together twice. Watch them do it 3 times. Then step back. When they mess up, and they will, resist the urge to take over. Say this instead. "That didn't work. What could you try differently?" Let them problem solve. Let them struggle a bit. Struggle builds competence. Create a "you can do it" list together. Write down everything they can now do independently that they couldn't do a year ago. This visual reminder shows them their growing capability and shows you that stepping back works. The truth about balance. Here's what finding balance really means. You're going to get it wrong sometimes. You'll hover when you should step back. You'll step back when you should have been closer. That's okay. Balance isn't perfection, it's adjustment. The goal isn't raising kids who never need you, it's raising kids who know they can handle things, but also know you're there when they genuinely need support. That's the difference between protection and prison. Protection says, I'll keep you safe while you learn to keep yourself safe. Prison says, you'll never be safe without me. Your kids don't need a superhero, they need a coach. Someone who believes in their capability, teaches them skills, lets them try, lets them fail safely, and celebrates their growing independence. Start today. Pick that one task, teach it, step back, watch them grow.